Men have physical advantages over women. That's why we segregate women's sports and men's sports. It's the simple fact.
People pay to watch men's soccer and men's sports in general over women's mainly because the talent level on the field is objectively higher. And the global talent level for women's soccer at this point is pretty poor.
The women's national team said, we're going to prove that assumption wrong. We're going to prove that we can play with the men.
Well, there's Trundle able to...
Watch this. Watch Trundle come over right now.
Yeah, so far so good in this game.
So far so good. Another goal.
Shot with the left and...
I mean, it's a fast pace. You know, a lot of these guys have a lot of experience, a lot of goals as well, like that, exactly.
Turnover. Jarvis, there it is. Game over. 12-0. Wrexham defeats the U.S. women.
Now, the women's team was utterly destroyed. But do you think the women's national team, their argument that they are just as good as the men's team, do you think that's based in reality? Or is that just nonsense that they're speaking to try to, again, fool the public in thinking that they are just as good as the men's national team? Who do you think would win a scrimmage between the U.S. men's team and the U.S. women's team? Because the women's team lost to 15-year-old boys, and I don't think the men's team would have lost to those 15-year-old boys.
I, Hayley, am asking men to show more respect. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why women's football deserves your admiration.
Repeat after me. I have no talent.
I mean, not to put too fine a point on this, but in a scrimmage, the women's World Cup soccer team, the gold medal winning women's World Cup soccer team, lost to the under 15 football club from Dallas. Boys football club from Dallas, the under 15s. Bunch of 14-year-old, like...
They lost 5-2 to this team of under 15-year-old boys. So when they competed against not men but boys, they lost 5-2. Here's what CBS reported. In preparation for 2 upcoming friendlies against Russia, the U.S. women's national team played the FC Dallas under 15 boys academy team on Sunday and fell 5-2, according to FC Dallas's official website. The friendly came as the U.S. looked to tune up before taking on Russia on Thursday night in a friendly. So the women's national team gets their butts kicked in by 15-year-old boys. Let me be clear. 15 and under year old boys. And now they're saying that they want to play with the men. Now, this is not a one-off occasion. For instance, the Australian women's national team, who's ranked number 5 in the world, they also lost to a group of 15-year-old boys.
The Australian women's national team, who were ranked number 5 in the world at the time,
yeah.
lost 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys.
Once, the Arsenal women's team played against the under 15 boys in a training match. The match ended 5-0 for the boys. Certainly an embarrassing result.
Repeat after me. I have no talent.
Women's football is not less impressive. I hear this kind of thing all the time. Women's football is slow. The girls aren't impressive. They're less technical. Yeah, right. Wow. Congrats, guys, for the arguments.
Repeat after me. I have no talent.
We'll look at the rules for the soccer tournament. 7v7, 2 20-minute halves. There's no offsides and no throw-ins, and every game ends in target score time, and that has proven to be a ton of fun so far.
So they enter the tournament with the goal of showing that this all-women's team can compete with all men's teams and maybe even win this tournament. So the first game was against the all-men's team of Say Word.
It is, in fact, the $1 Million Soccer Tournament from Cary, North Carolina, and this matchup features the U.S. women against Say Word FC, and this should be fun and use them pretty loosely. Another attempt, and that's headed by Fletcher. She took a shot right there. The rebound, and there's a goal. The first goal of the game scored by Brendan Lambie. They can exhibit off a shot.
When this ball gets hit, it's coming at her like a rocket. It's so difficult, and good to see her get up, but it's so difficult to react if you're the rest of the team. I think the rest of the team reacting to her, making sure she's okay before reacting to the ball.
Able to keep it in. The 18-year-olds takes a shot with the left. That gets blocked by Fletcher. Good to see her back in the game. Olalui. 16th minute inside, and this is going to be ricocheted into the net for the second goal of the game for Say Word FC.
And when this ball gets squared, it's so difficult to react, and I think that's an own goal in the end.
Skylar Debris.
Thanks, Justin. I'm here with Kyle Broderick, 22-year-old striker, played the first few minutes of the game.
And this corner is going to be a header in for the third goal of the game. That's headed in by Lawrence Jackson. By Caleb Steele.
Take me back to those first couple of moments on the field. What was that like for you, getting to start this one, and what are you guys taking advantage of?
The other team doesn't have the opportunity to get back in that target score time, so we're going to look to keep the intensity high, get shots on target, and score a goal like that. Here we go. high-level players. And so that's going to give us the confidence to move forward in this tournament. You know, hopefully we can finish this out, get the goals that we need, and look towards the next game.
Taking advantage of the opportunity. Brandon, appreciate that.
And they've stepped up their press yet again, playing a high line to transition.
Here is the counter again, the step through the shot. Another shot, and there it is. Game over. Sayward FC.
More down to being under so much pressure if you're the U.S. women's team. And when this ball ricochet, it's so unlucky. Falls to that.
And the women's team did well. They got 4 shots on goal, while the men's team got 18 shots on goal. And the women's national team lost 5-0. The men's team got more goals than the U.S. women's team got shots on goal. So they weren't even able to shoot 5 shots on goal, while the men's team actually made 5 shots on goal. Then game 2, the women's national team had to play against the Wrexham Red Dragons. This is a team owned by Ryan Reynolds. And they didn't hold back because they're playing for $1 million. So they handsomely defeated the women's national team by a score of 12-0.
It is prime time on this Thursday night, the first night of TST here in Cary, North Carolina, in a matchup that everyone wants to see. The U.S. women against Wrexham. Lewis Lloyd trying to cross in the middle, and a first initial shot. Now the header, another save by Lindsey Harris. 2 of them. Now the back post, and that's going to hit the side of the net. Are you kidding me right now? Again, you got to be careful. There's a shot, and there's a goal. First goal of the game goes to Wrexham. The redirection, no chance for the keeper. Nice spin move here by Lloyd. Lloyd fires and scores. Back-to-back goals here by Wrexham, and it's quickly 2-0. And now quickly on the counter. Another shot and another goal. And yes, it's Lewis Lloyd again.
But credit to him. He stays with it, and he finds the opposite corner to double the lead. You have to get more players around him and also look for the players running off of him. It's a big ask, but...
Well, there's Trundle able to turn and get another goal, so now it's 4-0.
So effective with his back to goal. Has a sense of where the goal is, and ball pins balls around. He doesn't need much space. Has such a quick release. He can shoot with either foot, and this time dispatches it with his left foot.
And now a takeaway. But Trundle able to keep it with the left, and Trundle with his second goal. It's now 5-0 Wrexham.
Trundle really starting to settle into his sweet spot. And it's that physicality again, bodying players off in that soul roll. As soon as he takes that extra touch, just like he did for the previous goal, he wants to get on that favored left foot. And he's just looking for half a yard, half an inch. And both goals have come off.
Another good strike by George Boyd. Turnover, and another save, and another save. 2 in a row, make it 3. Wow. Watch this. Watch Trundle come over right now.
That's incredible. You hear the crowd. The love they're showing her has been earned. So many shots coming her way, and this comes from a turnover by Lori Lindsey at the top of the box. Does well, not once, but twice, but 3 times. That courage, that never say die mentality, so good.
Again, from a knee with a save.
And we're trying to be more explosive and trying to kill teams off. So, yeah, so far so good in this game.
So far so good. Another goal as George Boyd with the left is able to get one by Lindsey Harris.
Wrexham starting to take advantage of the physical mismatch between Trundle and the entire U.S. women's back line. Trundle again.
Trundle got a hat trick. Mark Carrington again diving, and this is off the post. Oh wow, the post helps out. Cavallo. Murkoff trying to move around, and that's going to be a nice pass and a goal for George Boyd. Murkoff takes that shot with the left, and Murkoff is able to get one by Lindsey Harris. And Wrexham now leading 9-0. One of the two Americans on the squad for Wrexham, Philip Murkoff.
And this reminds me a bit of that first goal that Wrexham scored. A shot from distance. A lot of their goals have come close range. It's almost snapping your feet, locking your ankles, and swinging to make that perfect contact.
And that was perfect contact, a nice feed. And Daniel Jarvis has the 10th goal of the game here for Wrexham.
I mean, it's a fast pace. You know, a lot of these guys have a lot of experience, a lot of goals as well, like that, exactly. Big man up top. Just experience-wise, the tempo, the speed of play, just to adapt to this type of style is something to learn.
That could give her the opportunity she's worked hard for.
Well, that is the whistle to end the 40 minutes. The target score coming up. Here's a turnover. Jarvis, there it is. Game over.
Now, again, in this game, the women's team only got 4 shots on goal, while the men's team got 31 shots on goal. So think about this for this particular game. The women only got 4 attempts to make goals. 4, that's it. While the men's team scored 12 goals on 31 attempts. Matter of fact, they scored 1 out of every 3 shots. The men's team scored on 1 out of every 3 shots they took. Crazy. So then the women's team played the mixed team of Como 1907. Now, Como 1907 does have some women who are playing, but it's predominantly a men's team.
Lori Lindsay drives this one to the far post, chested down. Handled easily by Matteo Pimbino. Cutrone now in the open field. He slides it over, and we've got our first goal of the game. Edouard Duchini. He was knocking on the door all of yesterday, could not get the goal. And he has his opener here. The club legend in Washington, D.C. The first ever player with her jersey retired by the Washington Spirit, as we have our second goal here in this one. So just 3 minutes after the breakthrough. Our eye on that one as this goes along. For Como, they want to move on, not just for themselves, but you can see that fan support back behind their bench as Cutrone now comes inside. Lays it off. And a second goal here for Duchini. Duchini rifles that one home. Final day of games. We had 2 games for every team yesterday, and you could just see for these teams how they started to adjust to this style. 7v7, running subs, no offside. It is unique as Cutrone gets his first goal of the game. And you just see why. A player has the ability to play at the highest level. For Harris, down 4-0, not giving up on any single play, and nothing she could do about that one. The deflected volley. Cutrone gets his second of this match. And Cutrone will give the armband here to Pozzoli as he heads. O'Reilly brings this one down all the way back. Opportunity coming here. A chance on the top of the box. It's saved. Touched in, and Lohman has the first goal of the tournament for the U.S. women. What a moment. The fans have all come out to see some of their heroes play. Players that have lifted World Cups. They've worn gold medals. They've won championships across the world. And they get their first goal of this TSD tournament in the dying moments of this second half. Lohman at 40 years old, able to get it done. As now this one will flick up and will go in as an own goal. And Heather conversation for a spot in the next round. It would be uphill sledding, but that is the beauty of target score. You never know what can happen. Harris here with the ball at her feet, and she's pressured, and that'll be it. Como 1907 knew the job they had to do coming in here.
Now, this time they only got 3 shots on goal, but they made one of them, while the men's team, or the mixed team, got 20 shots on goal. And that game ended 7-1. And think about this. The men's team in each one of these games scored more goals than the women's team even attempted shots on goal. So that means that in this game where they've got 7 goals, the women just were able to shoot only 3 shots on goal. So even if they made all their shots, they would have still lost by 4 goals. Now, in total, the women's team lost 24 goals to 1. Now, this was an utter embarrassment. I think this put to bed the fallacy that the soccer that men play and the soccer that women play are equal in the competitive sense.
Equal pay! Equal pay!
We got our rights.
Why don't you exercise your right to shut the fuck up?
It's a chant now linked forever to the 2019 U.S. women's soccer team. On the heels of their World Cup victory in France, the players are using their fame and platform to promote equal pay, not just for athletes, but for all working women.
It's very frustrating for us on the team, for women everywhere, I'm sure, to be feeling like they aren't getting paid what they should be.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money.
Let me do something that I'm afraid nobody wants to hear or know. Tell you why it's like this.
Now, the 2 main arguments against essentially giving the women extra money just because they're women were that...
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
The finances didn't make sense.
Yeah, you're not paid the same as the men, lady, because you're in women's soccer, which makes money once every 4 years, whereas men's soccer makes money pretty much all the time. And the Men's World Cup is a multiple, like a large multiple bigger than the Women's World Cup.
When looking at the numbers, we can see that this is the case. Last year, the Men's World Cup in Russia generated FIFA $6 billion in revenue. Yes, that's billion with a B. For comparison, the last Women's World Cup in Vancouver 4 years ago generated only $73 million. Regarding prize payouts, the Men's World Cup teams in 2018 split a prize pool of $400 million, with the winning France team earning a cool $38 million. That means 6.7% of revenue was paid out in prize money, and that the Cup winner France took home 0.63% of total revenue earned by the tournament. This year, the Women's World Cup in France is expected to generate anywhere from $100 to $150 million, with a predetermined prize pool of $30 million and the winning team to earn 13% of the pie and collect $4 million. Using a median amount of $125 million for the $100 to $150 million potential revenue pool, that means the prize pool makes up 24% of revenue, and that the winning team's purse makes up 3.2%. This means on a percentage basis, the winner of the Women's World Cup makes more than 5 times as much as the Men's World Cup winner does. Now, obviously, anyone would gladly take $38 million over $4 million. However, anyone with an elementary understanding of business or basic math in general should understand that it is impossible to pay people more than you make in revenue. To even the prize pool gap, FIFA would have to pay $275 million more than the entire tournament even generates in revenue. So when Megan Rapinoe says,
I don't know. I don't think I'm smart enough to be answering those questions.
She, without a doubt, is smart enough, but is being willfully ignorant to the fact that the adoration for the women's game in countries other than the US just isn't at the same level of the men's game yet.
Then the second argument was that
you guys signed a contract. So if you don't like your contract, you could have not signed that contract.
The women's CBA that dictates what they get paid is 2 years old. So they negotiated this 2 years ago. They negotiated for more security. They get a base pay of $100,000. The men get no base pay. Everything they make is on bonuses. The bonuses are bigger. And if you make the men's squad and you play, you can make more money.
Get more
but
money.
you have less security. The women have a base salary and smaller bonuses.
Safer.
Why is that? Is it because they negotiated for that, or is it because of discrimination? I can promise you this. If it's discrimination, a suit will sort it out. They are suing. But right now, to me, it looks like economics, not discrimination. And by the way, I think equal pay is a ridiculous concept in and of itself. If the women generate more revenue, they should get paid more than the men. Don't strive for getting the same. Strive for getting what you're worth. And if you're worth more, then get more. And so what I'm saying to you right now is soccer, for better or worse, on the men's side, across this globe, is much more popular than women's soccer.
The women's game had higher ratings than the men's, though.
That's
so what do you
in
say
the-
to that?
Listen, you stupid cow.
That's in the United States.
That was in the U.S.
And that's comparing a women's World Cup final that featured the United States against a men's World Cup final in the United States that didn't feature the U.S. team. So you're asking, why didn't, and I can't remember who's in the finals of the men's World Cup at the top of my head, but why didn't that game outrate the women's World Cup final that featured the U.S.? Because we like watching the U.S.
Of course.
All right, well, the Matildas Soccer World Cup win against Brazil pushed women's sport into the headlines, but it's definitely not reflected in their earnings. Each Matilda was paid just $500 in match fees. Compare that to the $7,500 their male counterparts would have received. Now, if they make it to the final, the girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000 each. Each! How can anyone justify this, Ita? They can't.
Wrong. Do you have a brain? Do you want to keep this job? Shut up, listen, learn.
Beg your pardon?
I can justify it.
How? Why?
Well, I tell you what, stars don't get paid more money because, a sport doesn't become interesting because the stars are paid more money. Stars get paid more money because the sport is interesting. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys on the panel know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals?
Don't.
No, because you don't care about it. Now, if you cared about
I
it...
do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat Brazil.
Do you know what? All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play the wonderful football they do, then they'll earn more money.
But I don't go to watch the men play football either.
I know, but a lot of people do, Ita. The Men's World Cup is one of the biggest money spinners on the planet. Women's football, even though at grassroots level it's working really, really well, it's got a long way to go. The other thing, let me ask you this about sports equality. The top 10 fastest men of all time in terms of sprinters are all black, of African origin. Are you telling me that the white guys should say, hold on, we should be paid just as much as the black guys for sprinting? No, because they're not as fast.
No, whoever wins gets the most.
Yeah, well, that's it. Do you know what? There is not one team in the Women's World Cup that could beat a junior male side in the A-League.
So what?
So they're not as good.
Well, they're playing
nonsense.
What?
Maybe
No,
verse them.
but why? But to me, it comes down to simply a matter of inequity. It's not. I mean, women are not paid the same amount of money as blokes in so many professions.
You're bullshit. You're talking bullshit.
And I think we need to pay women more in sport, in all sorts of different jobs.
Well, regardless of whether the product's as good.
But they are top of their game, so why aren't they paid
Because
top dollar for being top of their game?
They're not top of the mind.
Let's talk about tennis. OK, tennis, the pay discrepancy in world tennis is not as great as other sports. So at Wimbledon...
But only recently.
Yeah, that's right. But the reason being is because the product that the female tennis players are offering is good. Because in male tennis, it's serve, volley, ace, double fault. Whereas women's tennis is more about rallies. It's better to watch. And that's why it's paid more.
But Dicko, don't you think the Matildas would say to you, what do you mean football isn't as good? It is as good.
Listen, fuckhead! The only reason we're talking about the Matildas today is not because of their achievements on the field, but because of a gender pay discrepancy. Therefore, it's not the sport you're interested in, but the injustice.
If you arrived earlier yesterday, you would have heard me saying, wasn't it fantastic the Matildas beat Brazil?
Yeah, good, but how...
And we were talking about it. We were all talking about it on the panel. We showed that does make clip. a good point. Can you name 5 players from the team? I can't. But I'm not a soccer fan.
This gets fucking worse.
That still doesn't mean I can't stand up for women to be paid the same amount as blokes. I think the point Dicko is trying to make is if we want more pay equality to happen, we need to support women's sport and watch it more. As a country, we need to get behind, our big female sporting teams instead of just complaining that we're not paid the same.
Women's football is fantastic in this country, but unless you support it, you can't expect it to be paid as much as the blokes.
Let's look at some feedback, see what you guys think at home. It's certainly got us divided here on the panel. This from Mark. Simple, get sponsorship, sell out the arenas and the media coverage, they can have it. There is a huge difference. It has little to do with sexism. And this from Sue. What else do you expect from the boys' club mentality that still rules this world? And finally, this from Michael. It's not sexism, it's economics and capitalism. Supply and demand are how prices, salaries and sponsorship are determined.
Men's tournament brings in more money, but when it comes to the U.S., I'd make the argument that the women's team is far more responsible for the boost in popularity.
Listen, you son of a bitch.
I would make the exact opposite argument. I know everyone's going to hate me.
Go ahead.
But the men's team makes more money. If they make more money, then they should get more money.
Why does the men's team...
The men's team makes more money because because people are more interested in it.
Guess who? But if they are blocked in so many ways and not invested in as much,
guys are,
they don't even have a. I know you're not, but they don't even have a shot.
I grew up the only boy in a family of all women. I understand what you're saying, but not everybody, honestly, has the same skill. Not everybody has the same interest in the sport. I think the women should be paid more. I do, but if the men,
you're right that not everyone has the same skills because the women are better skills.
Well,
I truly believe people don't want to know why these numbers are the way they are. They want to see high number, low number, and yell discrimination.
Yeah, that's right. It's just another example of the pernicious effects of identity politics. That's what it is, Andrew. And the reason is because the people that are advocating for equal pay think that everything is a social construct, right? So the fact that you might rather see a male sprinter or a male cricketer or a male whatever sports player compared to a female one has nothing to do with the athleticism, the power or the strength. That's just all a social construct that's invented to forward the patriarchal gains of men. And so that can be undone through these kind of measures. That's the actual psychological and philosophical underpinnings of these kind of ideas. That's why it's so pernicious. The other thing that I really find shameful, though, Andrew, is it pits men against women. And a lot of the women's rights has been...
The U.S. women's team filed a gender discrimination lawsuit in March. Members were hoping mediation talks with the U.S. Soccer Federation would bring their pay in line with their male counterparts. But those talks fell apart, and now team leaders are planning to take their fight to court.
We are very confident that if this needs to go to litigation, that we have a great case.
They went to court, said they weren't being paid equal to the men. Court came back and said, no, you're not being paid equal to the men. You're actually being paid more than the men. And the court threw out their lawsuit.
U.S. Soccer blamed the impasse on the players' lawyers and said in a statement, "We are undaunted in our efforts to continue discussions in good faith."
Now, even with those realities, the women's national team still continued to lie to the press and pretend that they weren't getting paid more than the men.
4 World Cup championships and 4 Olympic gold medals for the United States. And despite those wins, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman.
What a load of bollocks. See, now that's some bullshit.
And I've been told that I don't deserve any more than less because I am a woman.
You're a fucking lying son of a bitch, and I hope you fucking go to hell.
You see, despite all the wins, I'm still paid less than men who do the same job that I do.
But also, like, you lost to a bunch of 14-year-old boys. No, it's not. No, actually, you're not doing the same work as the men.
Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit.
The competition level at the Women's World Cup was not the same level of competition as it was with the Men's World Cup.
This is all absurd. Okay, it's just absurd. And her proclaiming, she's speaking from the podium of the damned White House. She's been on every major television show complaining about her fate. She signed voluntarily a contract as to her pay, and the Women's World Cup, again, is a fraction the size of the Men's World Cup. It's amazing. But don't worry, Joe Biden assures us that there's not a single thing a man can do a woman can't do better. Not a single thing. Men can't pee their name in the snow better. Men can't open pickle jars better. Men can't pick up heavy weights better. Men can't throw a baseball harder on average. Nope, it turns out every single thing a man can do, a woman can do just as well or better, which is why he should probably resign and let Kamala Harris be president.
How dare you?
So U.S. Soccer, even though they won the lawsuit, eventually caved and said, hey, we're going to give the women's national team all this extra money, even though they don't bring in as much money, and even though we know that the game is not as good as the men's game. That's just a fact.
And now the men who earn the majority, 97% of the revenue, they have to now split it equally with the women's team who only are earning 2.5% of what the men are making. And this, they want you to believe, is equal pay.
That doesn't make any sense.
But this is the mindset of U.S. men's soccer. Just take it. I don't care what's in between your legs. If the product is good enough, people are going to watch it. If people watch it, you can make money off of it. That money that's made off of it should be split between the people that are making the money. You shouldn't take the money that you're making and give it to other people just because they're complaining about it. And the women's team has had a ton of success. Yeah. And I'm not saying, look, go try and get your money. It worked. They saw a lane to take advantage of the U.S. men's soccer team because they're Charmin ultra soft. And you'll have a bunch of people out there that say, oh, no, this is great. This is fantastic. This is how it should be. Imagine if the same thing happened to you on the flip side. Imagine if you made all this money and they came to you and said, you know what? You have to take this money and give it to this group of people just because they're complaining about it. So, look, am I surprised? No. Unfortunately, that's half the problem. U.S. men's soccer, I'm going to watch the World Cup. I'm going to root for them because I love watching the World Cup. Yeah. And that's where I'm from, and I love my country and all that. And the funny part is it's not political. It's about money. We're talking about money. If Congress, like me and you were talking about before the show, had mandated that this happened, that would be political.
That's politics.
We'd still be pissed off about it, and we may still mention it, but this was just voluntary. You know what? We're sick of hearing you complain. It almost falls under the realm of, okay, you're complaining, I'm just going to give in. You know what that word's called? Capitulation. And they've scored more goals with capitulation than they've scored on the actual pitch.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And I've tracked this for the last few years, and when I would ask people their opinion on it, they'd say, oh, that's kind of a controversial topic. I'm like, yeah, it should be for not the reason that you're saying it.
That's exactly right.
You know, I mean, my thing is, if just like I said, if the women made 7 times the revenue for winning and being better on the international stage than the men did, and the men were complaining,
I'd say the same thing.
I'd be getting up and doing a get off my lawn on the men's team.
I don't care what's in between your legs. Again, the way it works, if your stuff's popular, it's going to sell. If it sells, you should get the product. If it's not, or the profits, you shouldn't get the profit. That's how it should be. But no, you complain in this society enough, and you look a certain way, you're going to get what you want.
That's all, folks.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.